Continuing with our discussion about the properties of Z transform. In this lecture, we will try to understand the scaling property and convolution property of Z transform. In the scaling property, we can see the scaling can be of two types. It can be either time compression or it can be time expansion, depending upon the value of A. Okay. So what happens? Like when you are having a signal, suppose the Z transform is x of z. Okay. Now, depending if this is the time scaling factor a raised to minus 1. Okay, so what, depending upon this a value, okay, what happens to the time domain signal? It gets multiplied by a raised to n. Okay, so this is called as the scaling property. Okay, so when the Z transform is scaled, what effect is occurring on the time domain signal x of n? That x of n signal is getting multiplied by an exponential a raised to n, where a is the scaling factor. So the scaling can be anything. It can be either time compression or it can be either time scaling, time compression or time expansion. Okay, so just like we had scalings in the time domain, the scaling can be in the frequency domain as well. So this was your signal x of z. This is the Z transform. So this a is a scaling factor. Okay, so this a is a scaling factor. So depending upon a value, whether it is less than 1 or greater than 1, it will be time compression and time expansion. Okay, so let us try to understand how we can prove this property. So for the proof, proceed with the same thing. Like this is the definition of Z transform. Okay, so this is the definition of Z transform. Remember this definition of Z transform. This is the fundamental definition. Now we want from the LHS, we are having a raised to n into x of n. So let us try to find out the Z transform of a raised to n x of n. So the Z transform of a raised to n x of n will be simply, instead of x of n, you have to put here a raised to n x of n. So after putting this a raised to n x of n, now rearranging the terms, what we are observing here is that if we take x of n this side and try to club this a raised to n and z raised to minus n, we will can have in the bracket a raised to minus n z raised to 1 raised to minus n. Now why we are doing so? Because we have to map this in order to comply with this equation. Okay, so in this equation we are having z raised to minus n, so we are taking minus n as the power. Okay, so whatever is there, now this will be our new z. Okay, so simply our z transform equation for this signal, so this signal is x of n. So what will be the z transform of this? I can just simply write x of a raised to minus 1 into z, because instead of z I am getting this conversion to a raised to minus 1 into z, and that's why I am simply writing here in this case that it will be a raised to minus 1 into z. So it is simple mathematics that you have to rearrange the terms and try to understand what is the effect on the z transform. So this is a fundamental equation. So whenever you have the time scale, whenever there is a scaling in the z domain, what happens to the time domain signal? Let us try to understand with this property. Let us try to use this property to solve a numerical. Suppose we want to find out what is the z transform of 3 raised to n u of n minus 1. So it is an interesting thing here. It is 3 raised to n and another is u of n minus 1. Okay, so see here, just by knowing the z transform of u of n, okay, just by knowing the z transform of u of n, we can find out the z transform of this by using two properties. One, first we will use the time shifting property. So u of n will transform to u of n minus 1. So by using the time shifting property just now we had studied, so we can find out the z transform of u of n minus 1. And then by using the time scaling property, that is a raised to n u of n. So a raised to n, so this is my a, 3 is simply a constant, so a raised to n u of n. For that I can use the time, sorry, I can use the scaling property. We do not call it as a time scaling because this is a frequency scaling. Okay, so we just call it as a scaling property. So we can use the scaling property, we can use the time shifting property in order to find out the z transform of this. So in exam, if you are asked to find out the z transform of 3 raised to n u of n minus 1, it will be very difficult if you solve this by the fundamental standard equation. So you have to solve so many summations there. But if you know the properties, then your task becomes very easy. That's why whenever the numericals are there on when on the Z transform, we have to first see whether the numerical can be simplified by applying certain property. So which property can be used here? So looking at the numerical 3 raised to n u of n minus 1, one can understand that this signal is originating simply from u of n. So u of n is a fundamental signal, and the Z transform of u of n is very easy to find. We already know this is a standard pair. U of n, the Z transform is 1 upon 1 minus Z raised to minus 1. So this Z transform we already know. We know this Z transform. So just by using this Z transform U of n and applying, so which properties we can apply now? Time shifting property. So you can get the Z transform of U of n minus 1. Then whatever Z transform you get, you can apply the scaling property to that, and you can get the transform for 3 raised to n u of n minus 1. Okay, so same thing we will do over here. Okay, so first I use the time shifting property. So by using the time shifting property, I can change this Z transform 1 upon 1 minus Z raised to minus 1 to Z raised to minus 1 into x of z, because time shifting property states that you have to just it was simply this we had seen, n minus q. So q is 1 here. Okay, so q is 1. So here and this is minus, so it is z raised to minus q, so that is z raised to minus 1. So I get this. So in one step you directly get the Z transform of the time shifted signal. Okay, now you can use the scaling property. Now here it is a raised to n. Okay, so when it is a raised to n, what you have to do, you have to transform this to a is raised to minus 1 z. So instead of z, we have to substitute a to the power minus 1 z. So simply in place of z, I will write a to the power minus 1 z, and a in this case is 3. So 3 into minus 1 into z upon 1 minus. So what is z here? So instead of z, I will write here a to the power minus 1 into z. Okay, so I replace this z by a to the power minus 1 z. This is what is said by the scaling property. Okay, so I simply put here, and now rearrange the terms here. So 3 into minus 1 into minus 1, it will be 3 z to the power minus 1 upon 1 minus again 3 into z. So rearranging the terms, if you multiply the numerator and denominator by z, you will get 3 upon z minus 3. So this is your final answer. So in this way, by using the property of time shifting and the property of time scaling and the property of scaling, we can solve the numerical for Z transform, and the solving of numerical becomes very easy. You have to just apply the steps. So in 2 steps, so this is your step number 1 and this is your step number 2. So in 2 simple steps, you will get the final answer. Okay, so that is the power of properties. That's why we study the properties. We should learn these properties. Now we should learn this equation law. If the time domain is getting modified like this, what happens to the frequency domain? So you have to remember this pair. Okay, so you have to, once we remember this and once we know this, so whenever the signals are given, you have to just see the signal properly, like which property I can apply for this signal in order to get my answer, in order to get the solution. Because if you do not know the properties, then it is very difficult to solve the numerical by simply by making use of the fundamental equation, that is of x of z. If I substitute here in this x of n, this equation 3 raised to n u of n minus 1, then it becomes very easy. I can get the answer, but it becomes so many steps you have to solve. You have to solve the summation also. But instead of solving the summation directly, you can get the answers here if you know the properties. So that is the power of properties. Okay, but for using the properties, you should know the fundamental Z transform. See, u of n Z transform is a fundamental Z transform, so you should also remember the fundamental Z transform equations. So u of n is a very fundamental signal, so Z transform of u of n is 1 upon 1 minus Z raised to minus 1, or simply Z upon Z minus 1. Okay, so that you can remember as a Z transform, and that you can use for further modifying for different properties. Okay, so this was about the time scale, this was about the scaling property of Z transform. In the next lecture we will see about the convolution property. Thank you.